So I don't know if you've been paying attention to the current state of affairs of YouTube. As of right now, many broadcasters are leaving YouTube. Many content creators are leaving YouTube because of the decrease in ad revenue, because of a couple major brands leaving the ad space of YouTube. Mainly due to the fact that the Wall Street Journal and so on and so forth has been pushing so many of these videos out there that have hate speech or whatnot, and that these videos are getting ad revenue from them. And I kind of wanted to take a moment just kind of give some of my thoughts on it, what I'm thinking about, why I decided to start YouTube right now as opposed to before or later. And first of all, I think one of the things to realize is that I'm not really doing YouTube to gain a whole large, like a massive following and gain a bunch of subscribers and make money off ads. It's not my intention. It's not my North Star that I'm pointing to, that I'm trying to achieve. It is an ends to it's an ends to a goal, essentially. The same thing with Twitch. I'm not doing Twitch so I can make shit tons of money off Twitch. It's a conduit for my North Star, which is to connect with people, engage with people, build a community. Like the side product of the fact that I'm building a community is that if I build the community well enough, and I'm actually somebody who cares about my community and gives them the freedom to be them while still maintaining in a place that I've crafted and taken very, very great care at making sure that they're not disenfranchised in the community, they're not judged in the community, they're not pushed to be somebody they're not in the community, all while maintaining the fact that I'm real and I'm me and that I'm just going to keep doing it because I enjoy it, is something that I'm going to take great pride in, regardless of the fact of whether I go onto YouTube and suddenly become a really big YouTube star because I start vlogging about this emerging world of live streaming and broadcasting and esports and just entertainment live streaming as well, that may become the new TV and so on. It's just a secondary effect that I know is possible. Would it be nice? Yes, I'm not going to deny the fact. I mean, even in regards to what I just said, the thought of being able to do that's not a bad thought. The thought of going, hey, I believe I'm good enough. I believe I'm charismatic enough. I believe I'm good enough at what I do in the games that I choose to play. I believe that I'm good enough in building a family and treating everybody with a level of respect and love and care that I would my own family, is something that I'm very proud of. And to say that I think I would fail in becoming one of those things is not inherently wrong, but it's almost foolish to say if I am those things, then I wouldn't necessarily not want that which can financially support me to occur. It's not that I don't want that eventually, because to be able to do that means I can reach more people, help, build a bigger community, regulate, like all of that is not bad. And the same goes for YouTube. If I build up a large YouTube following and then becomes a large, social media following, and it builds my brand and so on and so forth, it's not a bad thing. And I'm not doing it for that thing though. This is my documentation. This is not, and these are the thoughts I've been having ever since I really started, content creation on Twitch, is the fact that when I started, it was because the community had given so much to me already that I wanted to give back to the community and say thank you, on top of the fact that I enjoyed it. Taking all that I wanted because the community gave to me, and taking all of that and giving it back in a fashion that I felt was appropriate, is something that I'm very, very proud of. And the fact that I am able to do so on my own time and still have a school and eventually a job and so on and so forth is not wrong, I don't think. Now, to say that if that happens, that I'll be able to just splurge and do all of it, that's not the intent. If I have a financially stable job and I'm doing stuff that I want to do entrepreneurially, then it's just a secondary form of income, and I'll be able to use it as I would any other place. I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk a lot. If you don't know him, large business mogul, social media, all of that. And he talks about how there's this persona that you have to maintain as the real you, because you can't let that be fake either. That has to be you, in you, as you, 100% of the time. Otherwise, you're not going to win, and nobody's going to like you. You have to be real. And the secondary thing is that even in that realness, there are things that you need to do in the dark. All of the charity work and so on and so forth. I don't want that to highlight, all the things that I create. Twitch and YouTube, if that ever gets to the point where it can be a thing, I don't want it to take away from the fact, in the eyes of, my family, the closest people to me, that, oh, now you're too Holly for us. You're too rich, you're too famous, etc. That's never the point, and that's never the intention. And so, people ask, not really, people haven't asked yet, but for the people who will eventually ask, why did you start when YouTube was in a bad spot with bad revenue, and if YouTube gets back to the point where it was, or even if Twitch takes over YouTube because of the monetization and how that works, why are you doing X, Y, and Z? Why did you start? And I want that to be able to be a foundational, because I cared and because I wanted to give back, not because I wanted the money, not because I wanted the fame, etc. Fame in of itself is a platform to give back to those around you. My fame, whenever it comes, may it never come, may it come soon, may it come late, is not inherent to either my self-worth or inherent to who I am as a person. Let's take a far up example. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is not his wealth. Mark Cuban is the businessman, and Mark Cuban. It's not that as if his wealth defines him. His wealth is just an aspect of who he is because he has positioned himself so far. So I want that to be very, very apparent right now, for any of you watching who come by, that none of this will ever be about that. And if you sense it is, and if you really think it is, get to know me. Shoot me a message. DM me. Email me. Whatever you can think of, and I will do my best, very best to respond, unless you're trolling me, which I've had plenty of, especially with a name such as ILoveMundays. You get trolled. I just want to make sure that people know I'm doing this for the right intentions. And this video has been really jumbled and all over the place. But it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm just giving you my unfiltered thoughts. It's baffling to me how many people I know in the content creation world, in my small little part of Twitch, where people go, oh, it's just about the money. And I can tell you with great certainty that a vast majority of them, it's not for the money. It's just become a thing that is on the horizon. A couple of my friends are ridiculously close to being partnered. A couple of them have just been partnered. And it's not about the money. You just got to a point where you go, wow, that's a realistic goal. And I think that people need to understand that as well, that just because you begin to and finally are able to achieve something does not mean it was the original goal. And I guess that's what I'll leave this video off with. Got you a really long video tonight. The end step does not mean it was the end goal. Intention matters. So I hope as you follow me along this journey, you realize that the intention is pure. and I'm not working just for money. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys next time.